G'day guys, back again with some more fully sick Hilux mods. So today, I have these over here. Some Colorado leaf springs, which are going to be going in there. If you're thinking about doing the Colorado leaf spring swap, just keep in mind you will need those extended shocks, extended brake line and extended shackles. If you don't have those things, you're not really going to get any gain from it, because if you're running standard shocks still, your shocks are going to max out before you actually get any extra out of the leaves. And you will need the extended shackles, because your standard shackles are not going to, because they're slightly longer, they're not going to reach. And the extended brake line, obviously, because you don't want to go ripping a brake line off. If you have the extended shackles and extended shock and you're getting that bit of extra down travel, you don't want to go tearing your back brake line off, so at least 2-inch extended on that one. So these leaf springs should use the same, they've got a pressed in bush here, which is the same diameter bolt as the standard Hilux leaves, so you can reuse your bolt there. And this thing here, if you're wondering, is apparently a vibration dampener. So we'll get this car jacked up, we'll throw some jack stands under there, and we'll start pulling out this leaf spring here and see if these will go in. I'll just quickly throw in here too that the reason I'm changing these leaves over is because at the moment, the thing limiting me with flex in the rear at the moment is leaf springs. So my shock is not maxed out, my brake line still has more room to go, but the leaves, the standard Hilux leaves, are fully maxed out, and that's just hanging me up and not allowing that back wheel to drop down any further. Alrighty, so I just got to take the, basically take the weight off here to get this wheel off. And then I want to take the tension off the springs so I can get them out without them exploding. So I've just jacked up the car there and then dropped it back down on an axle stand. And then I've jacked up from under the U-bolts there just to get the wheel off the ground, and then drop that back down on another axle stand under the axle there. Once I take the tyre off, I'll jack that back up, remove that axle stand, and then let that side drop right down so that the springs are just hanging and they don't have pressure on them. Okay, so now that I've got the wheel off on this side, I've taken that axle stand out from underneath the axle, and I'm just going to slowly lower this down until there's no more tension on that leaf spring there, and then I'll be able to pull it out. Alrighty, so I've got the wheel off here. One thing I did notice is that the handbrake cable runs along there, and it's actually a bracket coming off the leaf spring that holds that. So I might need to see if we can get that bracket back onto the new leaves, just to keep that handbrake cable safe. But apart from that, all we need to do is take those U-bolts off and loosen that off. We'll have to reuse the bushes on that end too, and then we'll loosen that front bolt off just there and see if we can get these leaves out. When you're doing this, guys, you really just want to make sure your car is properly supported with a solid jack stand or something. I've got two here as I'm lowering the spring down, just so there's no possibility that the car can tip over towards this way as I'm lowering that jack down underneath. Would obviously be a lot easier if you had a hoist. Okay, so quick update. I have removed half of the rear shackle, so it's just that one half holding it on there. I have removed 4 bolts from underneath the U-bolts. So there's nothing securing the U-bolts, I have removed them. And I have also taken a bump stop off. You can see that over there, ready to sit on the new one. Just pulled this bolt out of the front here, so that leaf's just sitting there, and I've lowered that axle down a bit so the leaf is just resting on it. All I need to do is pull that pin out from the back there, and this leaf can come out, and we'll throw the new one in, and hopefully it fits. Good news, leaves fit. I've got them here, not quite in properly yet. So I've reused the bushes out of my old leaves, because when I got the extended shackles I put new bushes in so they weren't that old. I've got the bump stop here ready to go, and this front pressed in bush from the Colorado leaf pack can actually stay in because it fits in the Hilux one perfectly, and it's the same diameter for the bolt hole, so that will work nicely. And I'll show you over here. I've got the two leaves on the ground, how much longer this leaf pack actually is. Alrighty, so I've got the two leaves here side by side. This one here closest to me is the Hilux, this one here is the Colorado. It's actually out of a D-Max, but they're the same, so you can see there, it's exactly the same from the front mount to the center axle mount there. And then the Colorado is just slightly longer at the back. It's probably about 75mm to 100mm longer to the eye there. So what that does is just puts your shackle on a better angle, gives you a softer ride if you do have like about a 45-degree shackle angle, and it allows the spring to drop down more so you can get the most out of your 2-inch extended shock. This handbrake cable here, the bracket where it mounts onto a little mount on the leaf spring. I wouldn't believe it unless I did it myself, but there's actually another bracket on the Colorado leaf springs that takes the same thread, so you can use this bolt here and put it back into that bracket on the Colorado leaves just up underneath. Oh yeah. So when you're doing this, taking the nuts off the bottom of the U-bolts, you want to make sure you have something underneath your axle, because you don't want the axle falling down when you take all the nuts off. Alright, pack her up, boys. Done. I'm gonna try and get the front bolt in first, because it's right next to the fuel tank on the passenger side, and it's very hard to get that bolt in from the inside when that back shackle is pulling against me. I'm gonna have a quick look, see if that actually did anything, all that work was worth it. Just got some flex ramps here, so last time I put it up on the ramps, I couldn't actually get up both of them without spinning the wheels. Yeah, so I put one under the front corner and one on the opposite back corner, and yeah, I couldn't get up there without spinning the wheels. Even in 4 low I couldn't get up, so we'll see if that's changed now. I've done about probably 2,500 Ks since I put them in. They're going well. Been down to Sydney, I've been to Gordon Country, I've been to Land Cruiser Park, I've been to a couple other places I can't remember, but yeah, definitely put them through their paces and they're doing alright. But they feel better, they feel softer anyway, better ride, but we'll see if it actually made a difference now. I'll just chuck it up on these ramps. so she still can't get up both the ramps. I'm just going to take the back one out. I'll just try the front. Okay, it's not terrible. I've got the front wheel up. It does get a bit better flex than before, but I suppose I'm just going to have to settle for that for now. I'm probably going to cut the spring retainers off, and might even change the rear shock setup. The shocks aren't too bad now, they're not maxing out or anything, but they are both leaking, so it's probably time for some new ones anyway. I wouldn't say it's got bad flex, but I think the reason why I put both the ramps on, the front and the back, is because that's partially relying on the front flex as well, which it doesn't have at all. So it's not too bad just with the front. It does have a lot of down travel, and I've tested it out on a few tracks, and it seemed to drop down a lot just when the back was in a rut and the front wasn't. So it's not unhappy with it, but it can definitely be improved. So I'll just keep working on it and keep you updated as we go. Thanks for watching.